Hey guys, so this is going to be my first kind of YouTube video where I kind of just show a lot of the tools and things that I use like every day for basic silversmithing stuff. A lot of these you can use for sand casting as well, and I can also, I don't know if I want to make a separate video for the sand casting stuff. It's a pretty small amount of things, but I just have a lot of people ask me what kind of tools I use and like what kind of metal I use and this and that and all kinds of other stuff. So I'm just going to go one by one. I literally, these are my two most used pieces like ever. I use these for wire wrapping as well. So it's literally just a pair of like shears from Amazon that I got in like a pack of 2 or something. They're really cheap, so if you happen to break them, it's not a big deal at all. And then I got these like really small needle nose pliers, and I have a Michaels and a Hobby Lobby where I live, so I picked up I've bought in 3 pairs over the past like 6 years, and I have only broken 2. I just recently broke one, and I've broken them because I'm using them for things that they're not supposed to be used for. So I feel like they're really good pliers for a lot of different things. I just really I live by these. I'm like very specific about a lot of the tools and stuff that I use, so I would go for these bad boys, and they're just like really small needle nose pliers, so the tip is very small and you can get into a lot of like nooks and crannies and stuff if you're like wire wrapping. I use vice grips a lot as well. Like if I need to drill a hole into a ring or something, it gets really hot really fast, so I will just vice grip the band to hold it instead of me holding it because it burns my fingers. I have a lot of just lighters and stuff just in case my torch little things go out or the flint doesn't work, because for a long time I actually had this little torch and the flint on it just literally broke off. This is like a good torch because it gets really hot, but I think it's not a very good torch overall because it doesn't last long and it feels like it's gonna fall apart. So I don't recommend that. I do, however, recommend, because I use handheld torches, I don't have the setup or anything to do any like oxygen tanks or anything like that. So it does have to be handheld where I am at currently, and I don't have like an air filtration system or anything that you need when you have oxygen tanks. So this is what I use. I have the Big Shot GT 8000, and I just got this. And it's like a really good handheld torch. I was recommended it a lot by a lot of the other silversmiths that I kind of just asked around because I needed a new one, and that's what they recommended me. Obviously you will, like, for your metals and solder and flux and stuff, those are all kind of things that you need, and like citric acid and stuff are all kind of things that you need. I get all of my supplies like that from Rio Grande. They're a wholesaler supply website, so you can get like sheet metal and like sterling silver wire and bezel wire and everything else that you need for silversmithing. So, and on there too, you can order, like, I have a lot of picks too for like stabbing things when I'm soldering. I have a basic like soldering board that I got from like some small business in Tucson. I think they had it there. Or you can also get them on Rio Grande as well. You can literally get all of this stuff on Rio Grande. But that's kind of it for, and like tweezers as well. Like tweezers are good to have, just in case you need them, because after you fire a piece or something, like solder something, you'll have to pick it up and put it into cold water so you can touch it. That's what I use the tweezers for. I use it for picking up like solder itself, because I have some really old chip solder that I pick up and put those on my pieces with, and I pick them up with pliers or tweezers because they're so small. So that's kind of it for like the pliers and cutters side. So as for, maybe we'll talk about the like the bits that I use. I have a Fordham SR something flex shaft. I got the 100th anniversary one, and there was only like a certain amount made, and it just happened to be cheaper than the regular one. And it's all black, like the motor is completely black, this is black, and it's gold, and it's just so cool because it's like a special edition one. But I use this, like I used to use a Dremel, and I used a Dremel for a long time because that's all I had, and I didn't have any money to get anything else. And the Dremels are not a bad choice, but it's a little bit difficult depending on what you're wanting to do with things. So when I wanted to start sand casting, I needed to drill holes and things inside of stuff, and it's a lot easier to do basically everything if you have a controlled speed that you control with your foot, versus like a Dremel, you only have a really fast high mode, and you have like a low, and that's it. There are other like flex shafts that you can get that do have different speeds. Honestly, I truly believe that it is more worth it to just save up the money and buy a Fordham. I'm obsessed with my Fordham. I love it. It wasn't anything crazy expensive. I have all kinds of different size bits. They all fit in this handpiece. I don't have the quick change handpiece because it only fits certain bits. So since I had all Dremel bits beforehand, I stuck with this handpiece because it's interchangeable and will go to like whatever sizes. You can use Dremel stuff, you can use Fordham brand stuff, you can use whatever. So that's the flex shaft that I use. I love it. It's fantastic. So for a lot of the bits and things that I use on a regular basis, and this is kind of for like the sand casting signet ring stuff, I believe these are some like little carbide bits from Amazon, and they were really cheap. I live by these, okay? I don't even know why they're so good, but I use them for everything, and they come in a pack with so many different shapes and stuff. So like when I'm trying to carve a hole for a stone to sit, I normally use this bigger one. I don't know how to make you be able to see it. This bigger one is absolutely fantastic, okay? I use it all the time. It's one of my most used things. It's great, fantastic, I love it. And when I drill my holes and things, I just use, I'm pretty sure I got these at Ace Hardware. I think you can order them online as well. They're just literally drills for metal. So when you purchase any type of bit, it will say on the back of it or in the description, if you buy it in person, buy it online, whatever, it will say if it can drill through metal or if it's for like a wood thing or if it's for plastic, because different materials have different like things that they can and cannot drill through. So if you do order these, you need to make sure that it states that you can drill through like gold and silver and whatever else you're going to be using. For like buffing stuff, I didn't used to buff anything before, but once I start, like I finish up a ring completely, it's ready to be polished and go in the process. After I'm done filing, there will be a lot of scratches or marks or whatever from like the file work that I've done, or things that are a little bit deeper than everything else and you kind of just need a flat surface. But I don't have a tumbler, so I just got this gigantic pack of these like red, black, and green like little brushing things, and they smooth up the surface really good. It was not super expensive for like a bulk pack of those. I love it when things are cheap, so I do recommend that. And I think it'll last you well. I just bought them, so I don't really know. I think I got a pack of like 100. So yeah, that's awesome. As for the actual polishing things themselves, since I do wire wrapping as well, I go with Sunburst. Like these little discs, Sunburst discs. So, and I believe these people are an international company. I could be wrong. I think it's spelled DDeco. It might be DDeco. It might be DDeco. I have absolutely no idea. But what I do know is that I have used some other ones. I think I used 3M before, and they always fell apart on me, so I do not like them. This one, I really don't have an issue with them falling apart from, like, if you're polishing something and you have like a really high speed going, they don't really come apart, which is great, especially if you're impatient. So I just get a lot of these. This is what they look like. I like these ones. They also have some knife edge ones. These ones are flat, so you can use like 4 at once on a little spinny thing like this. And that will make it easier for you to get across a lot of area rather than just using one at a time. The knife edge shaped ones, let me show you those. But if you go on their website, they have a few different sizes. So when I first purchased them, I actually just got this little kit. I'm pretty sure they have this on Amazon, but it'll tell you everything that comes in here, the grits and everything else that you need to know, I believe. So you'll start at the coarsest and go to like ultra fine. The ultra fine is 1 micron and it's the green ones. The highest grit that they have, I believe, is yellow and it's 80. I don't use that one. I only use the white down, and the white is a 120. But I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do, but that's just personally what I do. But this kit is really nice if you're just starting and you kind of just want to try them out. It's not super expensive either. Here are the knife edge ones, so you can see that they are like convex on both sides instead of being completely flat. I like these ones too, but I like them for kind of specific things. So I more so use the regular flat ones than anything else. I also absolutely despise the smaller ones. I believe this is like, I don't even know what size this is, but these ones are really small. I don't like these. I order the 7/8, and the 7/8 are much, much bigger. You can see the difference. It just gets a lot more area at once, so that's nice. And then in this kit as well, they have some other things and shapes and stuff, like weird kind of polishing little pieces. So if you need to polish inside of like a hole, if you're carving a hole to sit like a faceted stone, you can carve and polish on the inside of that hole with these. And in this kit, I believe they give you 1 of each, but I think I lost a couple. So I use those ones a lot too. I don't really know if anyone actually notices that that you polish inside of a ring if you're faceting it, but like if you have a space that's really hard to get to somewhere on a ring, they can be useful even if you're not using it for that. But if you want to take a picture or something, so you know, this is every time I order from this place, they also give me a magazine, like in a giant box. And I'm like, why you give me a magazine every single time? I don't want a magazine. And they're really nice magazines too. Like, paper is expensive, so it's crazy. But here's a picture. Here are all of the ones that I use all the time. Here are all the colors. Colors of the rainbow. Fantastic. And then we can talk about some of the other materials for like silversmithing. Like silver itself and citric acid and flux and whatever else. Give me one moment. Okay, so you can go to Goodwill if you have a Goodwill. If you don't have a Goodwill, you can go to Savers. If you don't have a Savers, you can go to the Salvation Army. If you don't have that, you can go to Walmart. Anywhere there, they will have a tiny little baby crock pot. You know what I'm talking about? They're literally like this big for like sauce. It's supposed to be for like nacho cheese, hot nacho cheese or something. I don't even know what they are, but it's a little dipper, a little baby crock pot. They have them at like every single Goodwill I go to. Those are something that you need. You gotta have it. That's where you're gonna put your citric acid and water. That's literally it. This is pickle, okay? Now the name is crazy. But it's pickle, and I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know what it does technically, but it cleans your silver. So if you've ever seen a video of these people who take something out of water or they'll like fire something and you get fire scale and it turns black, like after you solder something, once you put it in that cleaning solution, it literally cleans it and turns it completely like clean silver. It's great. So that's what this is. You need a crock pot for that bad boy. The butane that I use for my handheld torch, because I kind of forgot about that, is this. I just go to the smoke shop, and I don't know why, but stoners always like the hottest. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's for dabs, okay, whatever. I don't smoke weed, but they usually have the hottest, like, best butane, which is just so funny. I feel like anytime you go to the store and you're like, do you guys have a torch or like gas? And people always assume you're smoking, and there's like memes about people who are like, I'm making creme brulee. I just think that's so funny. But this is what I get. This is just what they have at the shop. I don't even know if it matters. If you're concerned about what butane you can and can't use with your torch, maybe you should look up the manufacturer's rules and guidelines. I don't do that. I'm pretty sure all butane is fine for any butane torch. So if you're worried about it, you can definitely look it up just to see. Maybe ask ChatGPT. And then I have some other bits that I did also kind of forget about, but we'll go through those in a second, okay? I use some flux from Rio Grande. I just have it in this container because the original one was disgusting. It got really dirty really fast. It's really nice. It's very thick. If it dries out, you can literally pour water in it and shake the container and it's like brand new again. It's great. For solder, I originally had bought some chip solder when I was first starting. I actually don't like chip solder at all. I like wire solder instead, and I think having a medium and an easy is good. I have not used hard solder, and basically what the difference between these is they melt at different temperatures. So the original reason why I did not get anything over easy is because my torch didn't really get hot. I just use medium for the bezels. I think it's good to use medium for your bezels. I heard somebody else say that and I went with it, and I think it's nice. So that's what I use the medium solder for, and the easy I use for like some other things, some basic stuff. So if you're making a piece that has multiple parts and you need to solder these two things together, but you need to solder something else on top of it after, and you don't want anything to come apart, you would use the medium or hard solder and then use the easy afterwards. So they're melting at different temperatures, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what you would use that for. Let's go over to these bad boys. So I've seen some other people with some nice tools that I really like, and I have not gotten them yet. This little thingy is called a burnisher. I'm pretty sure, I think. I'm not a master here, I don't really know. But I saw someone with an agate one, and I really like that, and I want to get one because I think it helps to not like scratch your stones if you can be a little bit rough. But you'll need one of these. You'll need a little, I think this is a bezel pusher. I think this is what this is called. Some other things that I completely forgot about, sorry. I have a little baby hammer. I got this at Michael's. I recommend a bigger hammer, but this is all I have. I think like a rubber mallet is also nice because it doesn't actually like damage the metal if you're hammering something. I got this file from Amazon. It's great. I use it a lot. I have another file that's a little bit harder, and I stole it from my dad's toolbox like 5 years ago, and I have never given it back. So I don't know where he got it from. I use these shears from Rio Grande. These are really nice, like very nice shears. They're really sharp and they can cut some pretty hefty wire. I did not have a jeweler saw at first, so I used those to cut all of my sheet metal instead of using a jeweler saw. However, I did acquire a jeweler saw. This one is really small, and I learned after a while that these ones are a lot harder to use because they're so small. The bigger they are, the more cut you get per stroke. So I'm sitting, sorry about the background. This is where I do my work. You're sitting here like short stroking it for like 30 minutes. That sounds really bad, but that's what you're doing, and you could just be having it like go a lot faster if you had a bigger jeweler saw. I also got a like bulk pack of blades on Amazon because I break mine a lot. I really don't know why, but when I first started, I broke them a lot. It's probably just a skill thing. Could also be a quality of the blades. I really don't know, but I just bought a absolute crap ton, so I don't have to worry about them breaking because, ew, there's something in here that's wet. Great. So yeah, that's what that stuff is, and you'll kind of need those. Let's see. I also have a couple of ring sizers. I have a metal one. This is for my like silversmithing stuff. I also have a like plastic one from Walmart, and I use that one for my wire wrapping stuff. The reason why is because the wire wrapped rings that I'll do don't really fit on the metal one. They only fit and don't catch on the plastic one. I don't know why. It's just something I've noticed, so I have both. And I also got one for free, so. I also have a couple of stamps. I have a 10 karat stamp, a 14K stamp, a 925 stamp, and I believe that's it. And the reason why is obviously so you can stamp your stuff for whatever gold or silver purity that you're using for a piece. Oh, oopsies. And I use this little stamper. I got it because the bottom is rubber and it doesn't run away from you when you start using it. It doesn't go anywhere because it's rubber. So that's nice. You will need that with your stamps. I also got an alphabet stamp thing. I have only used this once. I got it off of Etsy. Something really embarrassing happened, actually. I'll tell you the story. So I did not know, oh my god, this is gonna sound so dumb. I did not know that these were reversible. So you can't, like, there are some letters on here that, depending on how you orient them, can be forwards or backwards. So the D, let me see if I can pull it out. And these are all oiled up, and the reason why stamps and stuff are oiled is so they don't rust. I wonder if you can see that. Okay, so this way it might be right, but this way it's backwards. You see that? Okay, well, I made the silly little mistake of stamping the entire name that I was stamping backwards and emailing the Etsy seller and being like, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these stamps are backwards. Like, that doesn't even make any sense because I didn't buy a backwards stamp. Imagine my surprise when they told me that I stamped the entire thing backwards. Extremely embarrassing, but hopefully you won't make the same mistake because I just told you everything you needed to know. I also forgot about this. I got these little packs of baby files in a pack of however many on Amazon. It's a half round file. I use this religiously. I love this one. I don't care about any of the other files in the pack. I only want this one. And if I need to reorder one, they'll make me reorder the entire pack. I only want this one. So I haven't ordered another one because I only want this one. That's kind of it. I have a lot of other random tools and stuff that I have just acquired over time. Like, I have an X-Acto knife here that I use a lot for wax carving, and the blade is so dull that you can't even cut your hand with it, but it's perfect for wax carving. I have a toothbrush. I have a lot of Sharpies and pens and old tweezers and these little mandrel things and stuff that I've acquired over time for like making chains or making bracelets or jump rings and all kinds of other stuff like that. I also have a ball vise, and I ordered an off-brand one because GRS is like a good brand for a lot of silversmithing and engraving stuff. I did not have the money to purchase the real one, so I got an off-brand one. This is also a ring cover. This one sucks, so I don't recommend this at all. I have this. This is for holding things, for rings and stuff too. I keep forgetting about that. Why do I feel like this is such a bad video, I feel like. Okay, so this is the little Chinese brand whatever ball vise I have. I like it because it spins, and I like it because I can hold my hand right here while I do things on the top. You just turn it like this, and it's basically the same thing as the expensive one. I don't think some of the bits fit how they're supposed to, so if you are really trying to use this, I would recommend getting the normal one, not the off-brand one, because the off-brand one is obviously off-brand. The name brand one is a lot better, and I think it's worth buying, so I would probably save up some money for that. I also use some, I think these are N95 masks, and you definitely don't want to be breathing in the dust from sanding bits. You'll probably die or something later or get cancer, so I wouldn't recommend it. When I first started, I was dumb and I just breathed it in because I didn't think it was that much, and then I go blow my nose and I'm blowing out black stuff into the tissues, so I don't recommend that. And for my final bit of this, I just recently got into using Zam. You can get it on Amazon. It's a polishing compound, and I use it with some cotton, I believe it's cotton, little bits that I got off of Amazon as well. You just plug them into your little flex shaft thing and turn it on, and this coats when it's hot, so when this is spinning, you can it'll just coat on there, and then you're ready to polish. I also randomly acquired a Sunshine polishing cloth. Their polishing cloths are really nice and they're pretty big. I don't think they're that expensive either, so I do recommend those as well. Or if you happen to have any random polishing cloths, that's great. For the wax carving, well, maybe I'll start another video on that one actually. Okay, I believe that's it. I appreciate everyone for coming here and watching. I hope I answered all your questions. If you need any help or you have anything I can help you with, literally just shoot me a message and I will do my best to give you what I can. So yeah, bye.